Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time, in my opinion, is a pretty good one, a pretty funny one that I've been waiting to tell for a very long time. I think you guys will enjoy it. If you do enjoy this, leave a like on the video. I really appreciate it. And let's jump right into today's story time. So today's story time all starts off as a normal day back in 2017. Now, 2017, I say this all the time, was an awesome year. My YouTube was blowing up. I had a lot of friends around me. I was just enjoying life. I was living out in LA at the time, and I also kind of part-time lived in my hometown as well. So, it was the best of both worlds, and I was having a great time. Just a great life, right? And I had this friend. Let's just call this friend Keith, okay? Keith was someone that I went to high school with, who you guys don't hear about very often, because Keith wasn't in my life for very long, for a good reason. He'd always get me into situations that were not good. And today's story time is about one of those situations. Now, this story time isn't the reason that I cut Keith off. I have a different story time about that I will tell soon, but you guys aren't ready for that one yet, okay? I'm saving that one. So today's story time all starts off in 2017, normal day, sitting in my room, watching some TV. And my friend Keith texts me, and he goes, "Yo, man, I'm having a party tonight to celebrate my sister's birthday. Do you want to come through?" And I was like, "Is your sister cool with me going there?" He's like, "Yeah, man, why would she care? She likes you." I was like, "Yeah, me and her are cool, but I'm not a close friend of hers like anyone else is in her friend group, so I didn't know if she was okay with it." He's like, "Yeah, man, stop worrying about it. You're good." So I go there later that night to the party, and there are a lot of our friends there. My friend kind of treated his sister's birthday party like his birthday party. He invited literally 10 or 11 of us, and we were almost outnumbering the people there for his sister. It was kind of weird. Anyway, it was fun, a good time. It was like a party. It was great, right? And then later that night, I'd say at about midnight or 1 a.m., my friend Keith goes to his room and comes back out a couple minutes later, and he has a giant Ziploc sandwich bag in his hand filled to the brim with mushrooms. And I look at this, and I look at Keith, and I'm like, "Keith, what's that, man?" He goes, "Nothing, just some shrooms." I was like, "What are you going to do with them?" He's like, "I'm going to eat them." And I was like, "Of course you are, Keith. Of course you are." And he goes, "You want to do them with me?" Now, at this time of my life, I wasn't really doing anything. I wasn't really drinking, smoking, anything like that. So I was like, "Nah, man, I'm good." He's like, "Come on, bro. Just one more time for the road." I was like, "Nah, man, I'm good." He's like, "All right, man. Well, if you change your mind, let me know." And all the rest of my friends, probably a good 6 people, were all like, "Yeah, I'll do them with you, Keith. I'll do them." And everyone starts eating these shrooms. And me, not wanting to be left out, I go, "Hey, man, I'll do them with you too." He goes, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he hands me a very good amount, and I ate all of them. And I don't know why I got FOMO when it came to my friends doing that, but I did. So yeah, I basically kind of gave in to not wanting to miss out, and I ate these fucking mushrooms with my friends, and that's something you should never do. If someone is doing something and you yourself don't want to do it, don't do it because you feel like you're gonna miss out, or you have to. Obviously, don't give in to peer pressure or anything like that. Of course, everyone knows that, but this was weird. I've never been in a situation like this before. But anyway, that was just the beginning, okay? My night was just getting started. I eat these mushrooms with my friends, and a couple hours later, they fully kick in, and I am fully feeling the effects. I remember at one point throughout the night, one of my friends who was sober wanted to go to the gas station and get some drinks. And he's like, "Hey, you guys want to come with me?" And all of us, tripping balls, jumped in his SUV and crammed in there. None of us fit. It was way too many people in that car. People were sitting in the trunk and shit. And we get in the car and we're on the way. And I remember sitting up front, staring at the screen at the front of my friend's car that was playing this song, and just watching the letters of the song name kind of move around and shift, and watching the artwork of the song cover move, and thinking, "Damn, I am really messed up right now." And we got to the gas station, got some drinks. I got a water because I felt like I needed it. And after I got my water, I got back in my friend's car, as well as all my other friends after they got their drinks. And we headed off from the gas station back to the main road. Now, on our way back to my friend's house, I thought it was just going to be a normal drive back to my friend's house, be all good. Of course, on the way back, my friend was speeding. My sober friend in the driver's seat who was driving the car was speeding 20 over the speed limit. Now, where we were at, cops didn't like that very much. Cops don't really like that anywhere. But specifically this area that we were at, they would pull people over for going 8 miles an hour over the speed limit. My friend got pulled over once for going 8 over. So yeah, when I saw my friend going 20 over the speed limit, I said something about it. I was like, "Yo, man, you should slow down. Cops around here are not cool about it." He's like, "Dude, I'm fine. We're almost there." And he kept speeding. And sure enough, 2 minutes later, can you guess what happened? I'll give you a second to guess. Guess what happened in the comments right now. I'll give you a second. We got pulled over. Yeah. Now keep in mind, Everybody in this car is like not supposed to be in this car. My friend had like a 5-seater SUV, and we were way beyond the 5-seat limit. Like we had 2 people sitting in the trunk area of the SUV. We had people like spread out across my friend's laps in the back seat. Like it was not like safe or good in the slightest. So when my friend got pulled over, we all start freaking out because not only was my friend going 20 over and he's going to get in trouble for speeding, but he's also going to get fucked over, and all of us will probably get fucked over because we're way over the limit of his car's number of seats, and we weren't wearing seatbelts. Well, I was, but none of my friends in the back seat were. So we're freaking out, and then it hits me. I'm on shrooms right now, and my friend probably still has these shrooms in his pocket. So I turn around, and I'm like, yo, Keith, do you have those mushrooms in your pocket still? He's like, fuck, dude, I do. I was like, dude, do not say a word to this cop. I don't want you to get arrested or any of us to get arrested. He's like, don't worry, man, I won't. So fast forward a couple minutes later, the cop walks up to my friend's car, knocks on the little window, and my friend rolls down his window and goes, good evening, officer. How you doing? And the cop goes, pretty good, man. You know why I pulled you over tonight? And my friend's like, I was speeding a little bit. He's like, yeah, you were. And then he like shines his light up a little bit into the car, and he sees all of the faces of all of my friends in the back seat. And he's like, wait a second, how many people are in this car right now? And my friend goes, I don't know, like just a few more than we should have. And the cop goes, you know this is illegal, right? Like this is a hazard. And my friend's like, yeah, man, I'm sorry. And the entire time, I'm just sitting there in the front seat, staring directly ahead out the windshield at a street light. Just staring at it, watching it move while I trip absolute balls and try not to focus on the fact that there's a cop shining a huge flashlight in the car right now, right at my face, basically. And I'm trying to look like I'm not tripping. But in doing so, I look like I'm tripping because I look like a fucking idiot. I'm just staring into nothing. Like, I was literally staring into the streetlight like I was watching a movie or some shit. And of course, the cop notices this and shines the light right at me and goes, you okay, buddy? And I look up at him. And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. He's like, you look like you're staring into nothing. Like, are you good? I was like, yeah, I'm fine, thanks. And then he shines the light on everybody else and then shines the light back on my friend who was driving and goes, are you on any drugs or alcohol tonight? And my friend's like, no. And he goes, really? Because your friends look like they are. And in my head, I'm thinking like, oh no. And the cop goes, will you step out of the car for me, please? And that's when I was like, oh great, we're going to fucking get arrested. All of us, we're all getting arrested. We're all going to jail. I'm going to have to call my mom up and be like, hey ma, I'm in jail right now. Can you bail me out? Oh, why, you ask? Oh, I was high on mushrooms and the cop knew it. And yeah, I got in trouble. So anyway, the cop asked my friend to step out of the car. And my friend starts getting out. And then he goes, all of you, please. And we all just kind of look at each other like, shit. So we all get out of the car, and we're all standing there on the side of the road. And the cop just walks by us, one by one, just shining his flashlight in all of our eyes, just like analyzing us. And when he gets to the end of the line, he gets to my friend, the one that was driving, the one that was completely sober. And he goes, yeah, anything to drink tonight? And my friend's like, no, like not one drink. Like my friends had some drinks at the party, but that's why I was driving them. And the cop goes, oh, very responsible of you. So you don't mind if I put you through a few tests to make sure that I know you can drive a car? And my friend's like, nah, go for it. So my friend does a bunch of these like tests to make sure that he's not drunk, and he ends up passing all of them very well. And then after he does that, he starts cycling back to all of us, like standing there, and just starts shining his light in our eyes again. And he goes, so you guys just drank tonight, nothing else, no other drugs? And we're all like, nope, just drank. And then he shines his light right in my eyes, like right in my face, and goes, are you sure it was just alcohol? Because you seem like you're staring into oblivion over here. And I was like, nope, I'm just a little bit nervous. He's like, why are you nervous? I was like, well, your light is very bright, and when you shine it in my eyes, it makes me feel like I did something wrong, but I didn't do anything wrong. He's like, oh, what, you're afraid of a little light? And he shines it even closer to my face. And I was like, no, I just don't really like these situations. They're kind of scary. He's like, okay, fair enough. But when I see a bunch of people packed into a car and I smell weed, I get a little bit worried. Now, I don't know why he kept saying he smelled weed, because there was not any weed in that car. Not one of our friends had any on them or was smoking any. So I don't know what he smelled. Probably nothing, but whatever. Anyway, he goes, all of you guys were packed in a car and I smelled weed, and I just had to make sure that your friend was fit to drive because he was speeding pretty fast. He's like, all right, listen, you guys can go back in the vehicle now. I'll be right back with some paperwork. So he goes back to his car and basically writes my friend a fat ticket for speeding 20 over. So not everyone got off free that night. We were all good, but my friend, the fucking one sober dude in the equation, got a fat speeding ticket. But I mean, kind of rightfully so. He was going 20 over, so like, don't know what he expected when I literally warned him that those cops were out there. But anyway, yeah, he got a ticket. We went back home, and we didn't leave the house for the rest of the night because we figured we didn't want any more bad luck. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. I mean, in the end, I learned a very valuable lesson. Don't ever do that again. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I thought you guys would enjoy hearing about this. And yeah, moral of the story is just don't do any of the shit I talked about in this story time, honestly. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
They leave me out for the dead, and now they know